Hi, I'm Rick Lawrence, author of The Jesus-Centered Life. Welcome back to the Jesus-Centered Life YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the second and only question that really matters in life. Previously, I talked about the first and only question that really matters in life, which is really drawn from this encounter that Jesus had with his disciples after one of his spectacular mass gatherings where he performed these incredible miracles, and he asked his disciples who the people said he was, and they answered that he was a prophet of some kind, or Jeremiah come back from the dead. And then he asked them who they thought he was. And this is when Peter says, "You're the Christ, the Son of the living God." This question is the centerpiece of our life. Who do we say Jesus is? But there is a second question embedded in this very same encounter. As soon as Peter says, "You're the Christ, the Son of the living God," well, up until this point, this man that we call Peter now had been known by the name Simon. And Jesus looks at him and says, "You know what? You're right. And you're right, and you didn't come up with this on your own. The Holy Spirit showed you who I am. So now let me show you who you are. You've been known by Simon, but your real name is Peter, Petros." Jesus called him by a name that had never been used as a name before. Petros means rock. It'd be like calling your daughter Daffodil or something. He used a name that had never been used as a name before. And he used that name and followed it up with a description of who Peter is. You know, you're a rock. Upon this rock, I'm going to build my church. He's projecting identity onto Peter, and he's giving him his true name. Maybe the name that the Trinity calls him, because your parents name you, but what if the Trinity has a name for you too? That speaks to who you really are, the depth of your identity. This is a crucial question to pursue in life. We pursue, who do we say Jesus is? But then Jesus wants us to understand our true identity. This is a picture of me when I was a little guy. You probably can't see it very well. It's a faded picture of me when I had this impossibly curly hair, and it was all orange, and I was wearing some kind of vaguely sailor suit kind of thing. I don't know what that was. I have this picture taped to my computer at my work just to remember the soul of this kid. And it helps me to remember because I can go back in time to understand the forces that have formed my identity, that have created me the way that I am. And I can also contrast that with the way Jesus has been answering this question in my life. He's been telling me for years, "Rick, you may have grown up thinking you're this, but the truth about you is this." Jesus wants to reveal to you who you really are. And as we pursue him and get closer to him, he won't be outdone by your pursuit of him. He's pursuing you. He wants you to know what your true identity is.